What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video, and Merry Christmas by the way. I'll be completely honest, I was trying to think of something that would fit with Christmas but couldn't really think of too much, at least for interesting stuff. But I still needed to give everyone a gift regardless, so today I'm doing a pretty crazy scenario. I've done others like this before. It's kind of a mix between a fanfiction-y battle and an actual what if with a story. I did it before with Broly vs. Broly and Cell vs. Broly. And today we got a pretty popular request that I couldn't really turn into a full scenario, but I think would work great as a what if mini. Obviously from the title, you can tell that Vegito's gonna meet Gogeta here. But a more fitting title would be What If Buu Broke Reality. It's pretty self-explanatory and you'll see the consequences later on. For this video, let's set a like goal of 3,500 likes, as we do with all videos. It'll let me know you want to see more videos like this one, especially these kind of what if minis where I have two people fight each other. Anyways, let's begin this story. And quick disclaimer too, just like the other videos that I did like this isn't really meant to be an accurate power scaling video or anything, this is more so just a fun scenario. It's more so focused on the story and the characters and the insane battle that happens. I mean, just look at the premise, it should be pretty clear. We start with Buu's fight versus Vegito. Everything goes pretty much normally up until this point. Things start changing once Buu screams and starts to break reality. Vegito notices that something's amiss. This isn't right. Buu's doing some serious damage here. He's gonna tear space and time apart by just screaming. Obviously Vegito knows that he's way above Buu in terms of power, so this shouldn't be an issue. He could stop him right away. But unfortunately, the damage is already done it seems. The battle between Vegito and Buu continues on, but that rift that Buu is creating in reality gets worse and worse. Through Christmas magic and Buu nonsense, Vegito's reality begins intertwining with another. Vegito's having fun with this fight, but he knows he needs to end it soon enough. But he looks around him. The sky, it looks ominous. The damage that Buu did is still there. This isn't good. And the damage is only getting worse. Buu looks around too. He laughs. He tells Vegito everyone's already screwed. Even if he does kill Buu, which he won't, look at all the damage Buu did already. A hole in the sky begins forming. Even Buu's confused as to what's going on. He senses an evil presence coming from it. Great. He must have summoned an ally on accident. This will be even better. And someone does appear through that rift in space and time. A sword slices right through it, widening the opening and allowing this creature to pass through. Both Vegito and Buu are confused. They don't recognize who this is, but they can tell that he definitely has evil intentions. The person that came through that portal was Janemba. Unbeknownst to both Vegito and Buu, the timelines of the main story and Fusion Reborn both intertwined. Vegito questions Janemba, wondering who he is, but he gets no response. Great, Buu summoned another idiot here, but for some reason, Janemba starts attacking Vegito right away. Vegito doesn't know what he did, he doesn't even know this guy. Why is he attacking Vegito? Buu tries to take advantage of the situation too, fighting alongside Janemba. Janemba's just as confused, but doesn't question it. As long as this guy dies, he doesn't care. He's having fun. Alone, these two wouldn't be a problem for Vegito, but now they're fighting together. Not that they have any synergy or any idea of who the other is. But still, the chaotic fighting actually might make it worse if anything. Vegito tries to hold both of them off, and he does do a decent job at it, but it's getting a lot trickier than it was before. But to make things even more confusing, that portal that Janemba came through keeps opening even more and more. Vegito hears a confused voice shout out, saying what the hell. And hearing another voice isn't really too weird for him right now, considering everything that's going on, but it freaks Vegito out because the voice kinda sounded like his. He has no idea what's going on, but he looks at the portal and sees. Another man comes through it, and this guy looks pretty much like Vegito, except he's wearing the clothing that Gotenks had. Wait, Metamor and Fusion, who the hell is that? First of all, who even knows Fusion, and why does the Fusion look so much like him? The man looks at him and has the same questions. But it's a little bit more obvious for him because he can tell by the clothing that this might be another fusion of Vegeta and Goku. Wait, that makes no sense, but they're Vegeta and Goku. Vegito asks who he is, and the guy says Gogeta. Gogeta, like Goku and Vegeta? Yeah, who is he? Vegito, like Vegeta and Kakarot. This confusion only continues as the battle goes on. The two are going to save all those questions for later. The main issue is they're trying to figure out what's going on here. Gogeta vaguely recognizes Buu after he gets a better look at him, but why does he look like this? Did he transform even more somehow? Oh, so this guy does know Buu. Wait a second, it seems Buu messed with timelines. Maybe this guy's from a timeline where Buu got defeated earlier on. So this is basically another copy of himself, except done with Metamor fusion. But Vegito's completely lost, he doesn't know who Janemba is. And the two actually have a great idea. Maybe they could switch opponents. Gogeta might be able to figure out a way to defeat Buu and save everyone inside. Wait, people are inside of him? Who? Oh god, he absorbed everyone. You know what, yeah, Gogeta thinks he has a better way to handle this. Vegito could take on Janemba. And now with the two of them working together, this fight actually gets a lot easier. They split up, creating two one-on-one fights. Gogeta's fight versus Buu is pretty short-lived. He wants to make this as quick as possible. Immediately, he creates a Soul Punisher. He was going to use this against Janemba, but maybe it could have a similar effect on Buu. And just like he thought, yeah, he basically does one-shot Buu. This was kind of a gamble though. He knows everyone else is absorbed inside of Buu, and he's hoping that this attack will spare them. And thankfully, it does. It only erases the evil energy inside of Buu. So Super Buu's body is obliterated, but left behind is Piccolo, Goten, Trunks, Gohan, and even Fat Buu. Huh, that's strange. Why is that Buu left behind? Meanwhile, Vegito is fighting Janemba. Brute force is actually a better strategy for him here. He saw that sparkly rainbow thing that Gogeta did. That seemed pretty cool, and he could probably do it himself. I mean, it's the same two people. But he has no idea what that was. But if Gogeta was taking on Janemba pretty effortlessly before, Vegito should have a good shot too. He doesn't know what fancy trick that was, but he has an idea of his own. He creates his own key sword, blocking Janemba's sword attacks effortlessly as he charges up an attack in his other hand. He slices Janemba clean in half. Of course, Janemba's gonna keep regenerating. But this creates an opening. Vegito launches his hand out forward, then getting rid of his key sword and putting his other hand into it. In one hand, he charged a Kamehameha, and in the other, a Gallic gun, putting all of his power into it as both beams swirled together. And surprisingly, it seemed like his power was more than enough to actually eliminate Janemba. Huh, okay, well, it seems like that worked out. Neither of them expected this, obviously, but they both defeated the enemies that they needed to kill. And not too long after this, Gogeta ends up defusing, with Vegito still being fused. Aw, he's pissed. He's gonna be stuck with this forever while Gogeta gets to go back to his normal selves. And for the sake of avoiding confusion here, Fusion Reborn Goku and Vegeta will either just be referred to as Gogeta, or they'll be referred to as Movie Goku and Vegeta, while Vegeta will just simply be Goku and Vegeta or Vegeta. Movie Goku and Vegeta are surprised to see this, but Tara Fusion, now that everything's calm, they could actually get some questions in, trying to figure out what the hell happened in this timeline. Well, apparently Goku's actually alive here. Vegeta's still dead, but Goku's alive, so that's something. Up until now, Buu wasn't defeated. He got a lot stronger and was able to absorb Gotenks and Gohan, as well as Piccolo. So they asked what happened in Gogeta's timeline. Well, Buu was defeated earlier on and the two of them remained dead. And after some nonsense happening in Hell, Janemba was created. And it seems they both tried to break reality at the same time. Or maybe not at the same time, they're kind of confused on how all this works. But whatever the case, it was a recipe for disaster. And they could see that that rift in space and time is still there. They could see Hell right through it, right from Gogeta's timeline. Okay, that's definitely still a big issue. A portal to Hell in another timeline is open, so that can't really be good. Not too long after, Kabuto teleports in. He tries to offer help, but this is bad. Even though Buu and that other guy are dead, this is going to cause a lot of big issues. It might hurt or even destroy both realities. Thankfully, the people that are still here from the other timeline are Goku and Vegeta, so it's not too big of a deal. But still, they need to figure out something quickly. Well, they could try the Dragon Balls, and yeah, that might help fix everything from Buu. If they go to Namek and use those Dragon Balls, they could revive everyone here. And that would be great, and they obviously do need to do that, but that won't fix this issue. Kabuto says this may be way too much for Porunga to handle, or even Shenron. Amidst the brainstorming, Vegito ends up defusing. Oh great, it wasn't permanent after all. Well, that solves one problem. At least it's easy to differentiate the Gokus because one of them has a halo and one doesn't. As for the Vegetas, they look exactly the same. Alright, what are they supposed to do now? They need energy to close this portal somehow. The Kais might be able to accomplish it, and their magic would help, but they need energy. They need to get that energy from somewhere to actually close it up. It's kind of like how energy was needed for Buu's revival. Think of it like that. They could probably try and collect energy from somewhere else, but where are they going to get that energy? They have no problem trying to utilize it, especially with this new body as Kabuto. He has some great magic powers. And maybe he could help fix it up. Who knows, he could even get help from Kais from the other timeline too. But in order to close this, they need some really strong energy, even stronger than the energy that was used to create it. It was created by the combined powers of Janemba and Buu together, so they need something beyond that scale. Does this make sense? No, not really, I know, but I'm doing it for a reason. It's Christmas and I want to get crazy. But you see where I'm going with this. Where are they going to get that nice source of energy from? Well, they got some great candidates right in front of them. They're going to have to wait a bit to fuse again, but both Gokus have an idea. They could fuse with their respective Vegeta again, and both Vegetas are pretty opposed to it. They have no need to do that, they already killed their enemies. But consider what they're about to do. They're going to have an all-out battle against someone that's equally as strong as the other, and they do need to save reality somehow. Just one more time, and both Vegetas know by now that both fusions aren't permanent. It takes a little bit of convincing, but both Vegetas are eventually persuaded. Although Fusion Reborn Vegeta is a little bit mad. He's gonna have to do that goofy dance in front of everyone. At least the other Vegeta could just put on an earring. Kabuto goes around healing everyone, including the people saved from Buu. And once they're awoken again, they're just as confused as everyone else. The last thing Piccolo remembered, he was absorbed by Buu, and now he sees a giant hole in the sky that looks right into Hell. One problem was solved, but it was just replaced with another. And now they're gonna have two fusions fight each other. But this could be interesting. They could try different fusions. But since they are trying to send the other Goku and Vegeta back to another universe, as much as Goku wants to try fusing with Goku, it's not really going to be a good idea. Goku from the main timeline can even try fusing with Gohan, but maybe it's better that he fuses with Vegeta because they know the power of Vegito by now, and it would be better to have a pretty even match. Alright, Gogeta versus Vegito it is. They need to go all out. This energy needs to be gathered all at once, and if something interrupts it, they're going to have to redo it, which they simply don't have time for. With every passing moment, the rift is only growing worse and worse. Movie Goku and Vegeta fuse, while Goku and Vegeta also put on their earrings. Both Gogeta and Vegito are back. This will be quite the fun fight. They're basically fighting an even opponent. The two start by battling in base, but for everyone watching on, they think it's probably not a good idea that they pace themselves. Like in any other fight that would be a great idea, but since time is of the essence and they actually know that they're going to be even regardless, they tell the fusions it's probably better to ramp it up right away. Not to mention, they both have time limits, and it's probably going to run out even more with the more energy they use. So it's better to just expend it quickly. Alright, well, both of them go Super Saiyan. And now the true battles begin. The two fusions clash. And it's really weird at first because each of them knows what the other's trying to do. Again, there's little differences between them, but mostly they're the same. They're both around the same age with around the same experience and probably similar powers. And even if you want to say that maybe they have different techniques, that's not really the case here either. They're the fusions of the same people. Really, the only difference is demeanor and the fact that Gogeta is dead. But the two are even acting pretty similarly here. They're just like two man-children. I mean, think about it. It's Goku and Vegeta, two Saiyans fighting Goku and Vegeta, two other Saiyans, the exact same people. They're having a ton of fun with this. Of course, they do need to be careful of the area around them. Thankfully, right now, everyone's dead. Well, not thankfully, but hey, since it's empty, that means there's not any collateral damage. They have a plan to revive everyone later, but for right now, this actually opens them up for more power. They can fight around Earth, basically using the entire planet as a battlefield. They do need more space too, just so they don't interrupt Kibito's shit. He says that's fine, but don't go too crazy. The other fighters try keeping up, but as the two fly around the planet, it's becoming increasingly harder and harder. They're fighting so quickly. Every time they clash with each other, they bounce back from the impact by miles. Vegito launches towards Gogeta, tackling him to the ground. From the distance, Piccolo, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks watch on. Seeing a massive explosion just from that tackle, Gogeta then kicks Vegito upwards, launching up towards him and hitting him directly in the face with a punch. The two begin exchanging blows once again, flying all over the planet. Rings of energy are created around the planet as the two of them circle it. They're flying and attacking so fast that everything around them is just getting flattened. But during the fight, Vegito brings up something to Gogeta. They can go beyond this. Why are they just at Super Saiyan? Why not try Super Saiyan 2? Gogeta smirks. That actually sounds pretty fun. He's up for trying that out. The two power up once more. Just the force of this alone generates lightning storms. Electricity crackles around both of them as they ascend into Super Saiyan 2. Piccolo and Gohan watch on from below. Well, at least as best they can. They can't really keep up with what's going on. They're just going so quickly. But they could sense both Gogeta and Vegito's energies. This is insane. They've never felt anything like this. They can't believe that this is what Buu is up against. Piccolo thought that Gohan's power was insane once he got Ultimate, but this is something else. A fusion between Goku and Vegeta. Two of them, both in Super Saiyan 2. Goten and Trunks still think that their fusion's better. Gotenks will always be the #1 fusion. The two keep clashing. Kibito gets more and more energy. They almost have enough. They just need a little bit more. He communicates telepathically with both the fusions. Vegito and Gogeta have an idea. A full power beam struggle. Gogeta positions himself in front of the portal, while Vegito goes far away. The two each choose different beams. Vegito goes with a final Kamehameha, while Gogeta goes with the Big Bang Kamehameha. As the two charge up, the sheer power from it is creating shockwaves that knocks everyone back. Even with how strong all these people are, they can't stand it. Mr. Satan, Dende, and B are also pretty nearby, completely terrified, but thankfully Good Boo's there to protect them. What the hell's happening? The two fusions launch beams towards each other, and as they connect, the explosion it creates is insane. The entire planet begins shaking. No, even more than that. The solar system, the galaxy. Hell, even way beyond that, everything's shaking. They can't keep this up for too much longer. If this doesn't work, they're either going to defuse and it's all going to be for nothing, or they're going to blow up Earth in the process, killing themselves. But this might be good. The level of energy is still enough, but they're regulating it to a point where Earth is safe. Well, they are causing excessive damage, but that's going to be restored later by the Dragon Balls. The two fusions share one final exchange. Vegito thanks Gogeta for his help, and Gogeta does the same. They are pretty much the same person after all, so it's only natural that they complement each other. But more importantly, Vegito thanks Gogeta for this great battle. He's never had anything like this before, especially since the stakes aren't that huge. I mean, reality at whole is at risk, but at least he's fighting someone that's not trying to kill him. That's a weird compliment, but Gogeta accepts it. The two put one last push into their beams, and the beams explode with such force that it knocks both the fusions back, injuring both of them a lot. But Kibito has enough energy right now. And they watch. Gogeta's launched away back into his own timeline, going right through the portal. He chuckles a bit, even waving to the others as he watches the portal close. And right around the same time, both fusions defuse. Gogeta's back in his timeline, and Vegito, well, his timeline's safe. Each incarnation of Goku and Vegeta is pretty content. They're never gonna have a battle like that again, are they? That was weird, and they don't really have an explanation for what happened, but it was cool as hell. I mean, they fought themselves. How many chances is Goku gonna have to fight Goku, right? Like, that's crazy. There's no way there's gonna be another Goku that shows up and fights him again. And now that that huge disaster has been avoided, it's time to go to Namek and get those Dragon Balls. And with that, we'll end off here. So, what did you guys think about this battle, and the scenario as a whole? If you'd like to see more videos like this, feel free to suggest ideas down below. I'll be sure to check out what you guys are saying and see what you think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. If we hit that like goal at the beginning, it'll let me know that you want to see more videos like this one. And it also really helps out the channel. If you haven't already, why not subscribe? As well as hitting the bell icon so you're notified about any future uploads on this channel, including more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, thanks for supporting the channel, and of course, Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and I'll see you on my next video.